with us.
Hey guys, welcome back. Battlefront Beta. Now, I said I was going to do one about the AT-AT and the AT-ST. Well, I've actually just had a game that encompassed both of them to a very, very effective way. So I thought I'd just upload the entire video, and then I could do a voiceover for the kind of the way that you use it. I actually joined this game just a little bit late, but it doesn't really matter anyway. So the theory behind this is, what you want to do is to try and dominate as much as you can down the left-hand side. Now, obviously, it's going to be, there's 20, 20, so you're going to get your teammates coming down this right-hand side and holding this right-hand side. So you really want to dominate on the left, just outside where the hangar is. So, to begin with, what I'll normally do is just come down, have a quick fight, or go to the left and get an AT-ST. To begin with, the AT-80, aka the Walker, the AT-AT, it's a little bit too far back, so you've got just a little bit of time to kind of play around in the first minute or two. Because what you want to do is you want to wait until the AT-AT gets up to the back of this one here on the floor. Now, you can either get the AT-AT to begin with. If it's there, you can take it. If the AT-ST is there, take that. It's better to go up with the AT-ST. You can see there now where this dying Walker is on the floor. You're going to get the enemy coming down the right hand side of that bank there, or on the left hand side up on the top. It's very hard to hit them with this one, the Walker, at this stage, apart from the ones that are running across the bank, as you'll see. So it's better to get the AT-ST, go up on the left hand side, and then kind of shoot across and try and cover the left hand entrance. So I'll get one of those in a bit, I think. But this worked out to be a really, really good game, so I thought I'd just upload the entire lot. Now, I just figured out you can actually use an orbital strike as well there, using the triangle button on the controller. Never quite figured that out before. I've just been using the shooting, using the undercam and the overcam. If you change to the underneath there, kind of has it's very good for close combat, but when you're further away from things, I mean, it looks ace and it sounds brilliant. I mean, the sound effects in this game are just absolutely amazing. DICE have just outdone themselves. I mean, I really just can't speak highly enough. The sound effects are amazing, as you would expect from all, the Battlefront games. The Battlefield games. I mean, the EA games, I think, have a very high standard. And the sound effects in this game are second to none. They are absolutely superb. Now, you get a certain time limit in the AT-AT. Once you come out, it depends on where you spawn, whether you spawn on this left-hand side or on the right-hand side. You've got to run around to the back. You could see there, once I came out, I spawned not far behind it. So unless somebody else is close by and runs across and grabs that power-up icon, you can then just pounce on it again. Now, I'm getting within distance now where I want to be, because this is where you can really start to dominate. If the enemy are running around in front of you here, you can just pound them. I've had 10 to 15 kills in 20-30 seconds around this bit here. A little bit quiet at the moment, so it's not quite worked out early on in the game. But whether they'll come through that door on the left or from the hangar, or just around the corner there where I'm shooting, you can't really shoot to the right hand side. You can't turn the AT-AT far enough around. So you can see they're using an orbital strike over on the far doorway, which is where you want to get the AT-ST later in the game, and I have a really, really good run with it. I'll show you, because you can just absolutely pin them back and they've got nowhere to go. As long as your teammates are covering the left hand side, it's just kill streak. It really is a kill streak. It's brilliant. So I didn't really get much out of that one, because as you can see, my team was actually dominating that part of the battlefield anyway. So this is if you spawn on the right hand side, all you've got to do is run around, come down to the back of the AT-AT. Now, if it's gone past the one on the floor, what you want to do is come down this little bank here. As you'll see in a second, I get just get a little bit late to pick this one up. Guy's just ahead of me. Git. He doesn't even use it. Look. What's he doing? Get in there. Get in that AT-AT, you dick. So he just kind of wasted that one. So what I'll do is I'll I'll just hang around. So you can see the ATST there on the left-hand side. Don't know what that guy's doing there, but he's, he's looking at the floor. So this. I mean, this is incredible because I actually have a massive kill streak. 65 kills in this, but it was a very slow start. Normally, I'll get a much better kill streak in this early part of the game. Excuse me. So it didn't work out particularly well to begin with. Now you can see here they're coming out of the door on the left there. This is where you want the ATST. So you see that guy there just up on the right hand side now, outside the hangar. You've got one that's just further back on the left there. You can cover the entrance on the left and the hangar at the same time. So it's best not to go too far forward because the enemy's still there, they're still in the hangar. They've not been taken back to the far out battlefield yet, which comes in the last kind of sequence of the game. So this is where you want the ATST. Now spawn me in a slightly weirder place. Normally it spawns down further on the left hand side there. So it's kind of best just to go straight up and across. You want to pick up all the stragglers because generally the infantry tend to get a little bit ahead of themselves and they get ahead of the walker there. So you can see here the enemy's still coming out. They're going to come out of the hangar on the left hand side door. So if you've got an ATST, it's a really good place to start running around picking out all these enemy. They're coming out behind. You can see there all my teammates are way ahead up on the other side now. So this door on the left hand side here, on the left hand side of the hangar, this is where you want to cover. You just want to make sure that there's no enemy around here. Otherwise if you go off ahead, they're just going to come up behind you and blow you to bits. Particularly those cyber rifles, they are powerful. Normally I'll just stay around here for a couple of seconds. If there's nothing really much going on, then you can start heading off down. Sometimes you'll get a big group of the enemy coming out and just sit there and blast them away. Now what I'll do is I'll switch between the two. I don't use the rocket very often. I'm starting to use it a little bit more, but I tend to just use the normal shoot. But the one on the L1 that does like a little, it's kind of like a minigun that homes in on the targets. If you get a small group of enemy together, you can just blow them all away with that L1. It's obviously going to be different on the PC control-wise, but once you get up, now once the walker's onto the corner here, you'll see a lot of the enemy are going to be spawning down just behind this cliff. Now this is great if you're infantry as well, because you can sit up on the cliff top here and just shoot down, chuck grenades down and get a lot of kills. But if you're an ATST, you've got that speed just to come down around the corner, kill all these spawning enemy, and you will still get a lot of the enemy coming up and around this corner here. So it's worth turning back on yourself and going all the way down there. You can see Vader just coming in for a quick swipe with his wand of death. Now once they've been killed, now we've dominated this area. So what you want to do is you want to sit outside this hangar and on the right hand door. A lot of the enemy now, this is generally what's going on, a lot of the enemy will come out of this door on the right hand side. And if you camp here with your ATST, you can just absolutely blow the hell out of everything that comes out. And you can get a lot of kills. Because you know what they're like. They're just going to keep on coming out, even though it's kind of a bottleneck. It's a bit of a stupid place. What I'll normally do is go around to the hangar and come back out of the hangar. If you just walk out that door, you're going to get your ass kicked straight away. So I mean, the walker's slowly moving on down. Once he's got down around the corner there, then everyone's going to start spawning on the battlefield on the other side. But for now, they're still going to be coming out through this door. So it's worth just hanging around here just that little bit longer. You can see here, I mean, they're still just going to keep walking through the door, You may well get some coming in that hangar on the left hand side as well, so just keep an eye out. They're not too bad, those things. You can blow those up quite a lot. It's the lasers. The laser turrets just waste this thing. They really are powerful. That's how I normally get killed in these things, is by the laser turrets. So it's kind of like a combination of using the mechanicals in this game. The AT-AT is very good for that early phase. Once you get up to the, you know, the walker on the floor, once you're that far, the AT-AT is brilliant at dominating that area of the battlefield there. Once it's got just up a little bit too far, it doesn't allow you to shoot down towards the hangar, so you're going to use the AT-ST, the smaller one here. And then once you get to this end part, if you can get back into an AT-AT, aka the walker, it's awesome. You can really dominate this part of the battlefield using the AT-AT at this very end stage. It's quite hard to get though, because getting the actual icon, it's quite hard to pick it up. I've spawned on the right hand side here, so I'm just going to go down and have a run around. But normally if you spawn further to the left, what you want to do is walk up behind where the AT-AT is, have a look at the icons. You're going to get the TIE fighters, the AT-ST and the AT-AT, all the icons in one area. So here we go, I've spawned a little bit more in the middle. So if you go running off down behind the AT-ATs, all this area down here now on the bank side, you'll see some of the icons lying around. Now you're either going to get, you can see here I've got the AT-ST icon there, but I want to get the walker. If you can get into the walker, then if you get shot whilst you're trying to do it, it stops you, so kind of screwed me over there. That's the normal icon, so if you just kind of look around, you will find it. Yeah, there's the walker there. Lucky lights, you just get in behind that, in front of that bloke, you can see him taking a swipe at me, nicking his icon. So this is where you really finish the enemy off. If you can control the enemy with the AT-AT and the AT-STs here, it's brilliant. You can get some awesome kills on this bit. The only thing is you can't cover the left hand side. So if you've got an AT-ST, smaller one, go to the left hand side, because the walker can't get any kills down that side, and you will just get loads of kills from all the troops that are coming down that arm left. So, but if you're in a walker, then yeah, just sit here and have a good look around. Keep looking around, because you see there on the left hand side, there's loads of any up on that left hand side, and you just can't get them. So if you're in an AT-ST, that's where you want to go. Don't forget those orbital strikes as well. And there we go, victory. Total dominance, massive kill streaks using the mechanicals in this game. I never quite got to it with Battlefield, you know, and the tanks and stuff, but there you go, over 60 kills, only 3 deaths. So if you actually get in the vehicles, it's a really, really good way. I mean, I've actually done a lot of the infantry as well. But anyway, I'll see you guys again soon. Cheers, goodbye.